You're this perp back with another video, and episode 7 of Devs. Wow, I have to say straight off the bat, this is probably my favorite episode. Just everything that they talked about. We are going to get into it very shortly, but before I do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, because you don't want to miss out on any future content that I drop this year. I'm coming with the content, that's never going to stop. And also follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. That's perpminded420 on Twitter. And with all that being said, let me not waste no more time, and let's talk about this episode and get my final thoughts by the end of it. So it opens up with this beautiful landscape. I don't know if this is real, if they went and shot this on location, but it's like we get a shot of people in a cave, and then the opening, it was some weird ass tribal music playing. I kind of liked it though. It was weird, it was eerie, but the people at Devs, that being Stuart and everybody, they have completed and perfected what they've been working on, and Stuart pretty much freaks everybody else out, but we'll get back into that as I talk about this episode. Let's hop over to Lily and Jamie. They're kind of just trying to figure things out, what they're going to do forward. I like how Jamie mentions in this episode that he was ready for a high-speed chase with the police and 20 years in jail, but they pretty much come up with the plan of just staying at Lily's house till this all blows over, and that's kind of Lily's FU to Forrest and just everything that's going on with Devs. But things are more than it seems, as we see throughout this episode. Going over to Katie and Forrest, they're kind of just having this back and forth. And as I was watching this episode, I was like, are they not going to explain what Lyndon was talking about, or kind of give his character some type of closure? And here, Forrest pretty much tells Katie, like, remember that Forrest is in the car. Katie's getting ready to go to Deb's, before Forrest is. And come to find out, Lyndon is in the car. They drive off to this highway, which I have to say was my favorite scene, because just their conversation they had on this bridge was so fucking deep and just so impactful that it just brings everything to full circle, no pun intended, because Lyndon said, like, oh, it's just a full circle. And she tells Lyndon, like, look, you're going to hop over this bridge onto the ledge. And I like how she doesn't tell him exactly if he's going to fall or not. And Lyndon just has this obsession of just getting his job back, but not realizing that none of this is going to go the way that he wants. And it's hard to really break down, because I understood it, but it seems like whatever, it doesn't matter what you know about your future, it's always going to be determined already, whether it happens in a different parallel universe or multiverse or whatever your future is, it's destined. It's not going to really change. It's going to always kind of play out the same way. I could just be looking at it wrong, but I kind of understand what she was talking about and where she was coming. But anyways, let's get back into the story. I just found that whole speech and just that whole conversation with Katie and Lyndon to be so fascinating. But going back to Jamie and Lily, they're just sitting at Lily's house, just chilling, just trying to wait for things to blow over. But they completely forget that Kenton is on their ass, and he's able to sneak into the house. The first person he sees at the door when he opens it is Jamie, and he pops Jamie, kills him, tries to go for Lily. Lily is really smart, man. You gotta give her credit. She left the note, that you saw in the beginning of the series, saying fuck you, and use that kind of as a distraction. Smashes Kenton over the head or in the face with a lamp, but obviously Kenton is way bigger than Lily and overpowers her and starts choking her the fuck out. But I called this. I didn't really call it, but I had a feeling that this dude, the bum, the homeless guy that was sitting outside the whole time, he was more than meets the eye. And come to find out that he is, he was working with Sergey. He was also working with the guy that Lily met with earlier, the one that Kenton killed. He was pretty much sent there to protect Sergey, but wasn't able to. And protecting Lily was just a choice of his. And he gave her one hell of a ultimatum, pretty much saying, like, you have two choices. You could either go to the CIA, nobody else, and those are the only people that can make sense of this, but you're going to be interrogated for a very long time. It's going to be a long process. Or you can grab your passport and get the fuck out of Dodge, go to Hong Kong, because that's the only place you're going to be safe. And man, that scene was so intense and so just, it was great. It was dope. I loved it. It was a good little action-packed scene. Then it hops back to Katie and Forrest. They're watching Cave People, and they're also having their own discussion just about everything. And I really like what Forrest was talking about, how nothing really changed for them, but everything is changing for Katie and just everybody at Devs. And it's just so fascinating, everything that we're talking about. It was just very deep and things that just make you think. I love these types of shows. But going back to Lily real quick, because it pretty much the episode ends off with just Lily kind of saying her goodbyes to Jamie. And it's sad because she lost somebody that she cared about, with Sergey. Now she really lost somebody that cared about her, and it's just like she has nothing else to lose. She has really nothing else to really fight for anymore. So she decides to go to Devs, and Katie and Forrest already knew this, that she was going to head that way anyways. Security lets her go by. She runs into Stewart. Stewart pretty much tells her, like, I never seen you, but you shouldn't be here. You should just go. But knowing how determined Lily is, she even realizes that she can't turn back now, and she's looking for revenge. And essentially that's how the episode ends, in a cliffhanger. So I cannot wait for this final episode. What do you guys think is going to happen in these final episodes? You think Lily is going to be able to change her future and avoid dying, or you think everything's just going to play out how it is? And that's why I was trying to get at when I was talking about Katie and Lyndon, when they were talking about just multiverses and destiny and what path is being set for you. It's a lot of deep stuff. So I hope I covered everything within this episode. Let me know how you feel about this episode. What are your predictions for the finale? Till next week, I will see y'all later. Peace.
Why do you like cannabis so much? Like, what is it? Like, I mean, it's been such a huge part of your brand. I just would be interested to hear, like, why?
I should take you to my green room.
I'm fine with that. Maybe after this.
Nah, well, for one, I enjoy it for medical reasons.
Trouble sleeping?